Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's Joshua with WMFT.com. Before I get out of here and get ready to go to work, man, I was gonna show you guys how to properly draw your trend lines real quick. Not gonna be too long of a video. Just gonna show you real quickly here how you draw your trend lines. What a lot of new traders fail to realize is properly drawing trend lines is a major part of. Hold on, real quick, guys. All right, excuse me. I'm back. I'm back. Just had to pause it real quick, but what we was talking about in this video, about to show you guys really how to um, draw your trend lines properly, because a lot of trend lines that I've been seeing from a lot of guys that have been sending me their charting and want me to look at it. A lot of the charting, has the trend lines that kind of, you know, I mean they're still good trend lines, but they're not the trend lines where you actually want to use, to actually start trading. Because uh, a lot of those trend lines really were not placed in the right positions, and it's really simple to draw your trend lines. And for instance, okay, this is the Euro USD. This is a daily time frame. We have this low. You want to do your trend lines. Start at the lowest point, and you see this highest point in this uptrend. So you had this low point all the way up here. And what you want to do is you want to take your trend line and you want to drag it all the way across to that highest point. And then you're going to bring your trend line up until you get your first touch, wherever the first touch is. And you see you got your first touch right there. So there's your first touch. Actually, let me see if I can, yeah. So there's your first touch. And then you see how the trend line is grabbing the whole movement of this uptrend. Now, these trend lines would have been different, during this uptrend, but you have to readjust each time the trend line has been broken, but we still are in this uptrend. So we're gonna bring in another trend line, and you're just gonna do the same thing at this next touch. So you're gonna start at this touch, and you're gonna drag the trend line all the way across, and then you're gonna go up until you get your first touch after that high. And there it is. And you see you got your touches. So we actually got two touches on this one. And as you can see, we reset and you extend your tools. Now you see how when the market breaks one of these trend lines, the market gravitates toward the next. And now the market has broken this trend line as well. So this is how you draw your trend lines. And actually this looks kind of off because I didn't have it precisely on the candlestick, but you guys kind of get the drift of you bringing it to the candlestick or the candlestick wick, but you bring it all the way across, and then you take it all the way up till you get your first touch. And it's the same way on the downtrend. Same way on the downtrend. So we want to find that lowest point. And you see we have this lowest point here, and you want to bring in your downtrend. I like mine's color coded, so I bring it in red. You want to get to the highest point of where the market started to downtrend. Bring it all the way across until you find and get your first touch. And you see we got our first touch right here. So that will be our trend line. This will be a downtrend line. Then you have a touch right here. So we're going to bring in an inner trend line. Try to get as close as I can. Drag it all the way across until you get across that lowest point of the downtrend, and bring it down until you get your next touch. And there you have it, right there. And there's your next touch. And if you want to, you can bring in another trend line. Reset, and we'll extend. And you have another trend line because you have another touch. So you bring that touch, bring a trend line in on this touch, drag it all the way across, and then bring it down. And you just keep doing it. And you got another touch here, drag it across until you get another touch after the lowest point. And you can see the market breaking these trend lines. We'll extend, and you can see the market breaks these trend lines. They actually go up and test one of them, and they kind of ride in a little channel, and then they come up, break that other trend line, test it again, and once the market breaks it, the market starts to go into the opposite direction as the market is now starting to push bullish now. And this is Euro USD daily time frame. Um, that is how you draw your trend lines, and that's how you draw them properly. Um, like I said, I see a lot of guys, they want to make the trend lines, just kind of just hit the tops of any types of, like for instance, right here. Now, if you would have bought in a trend line up here, just right here, or you just threw a trend line right there, you know, you would have been like, okay, well, um, this trend line here, I mean, it's still a good trend line, but once we got below this trend line, we start selling, and then you actually start losing. And even eventually, the market does fall, but you have to get the overall movement of that uptrend. So you can't just start your trend line right here. You have to start it from the lowest point, and this is what I see on a lot of charting is this move right here. Instead of getting the overall movement in that uptrend, I just see you know trend lines just get started, just anywhere on the market, and you can't really do that. And that's how you start getting confused whether or not if you want to sell or if you're going to buy. But that was it real quickly. That is how you draw your trend lines, and that's how you draw them properly. And they work, and it works the same way on all currency pairs and on all time frames. You just take your trend line, start from the bottom, find the highest point of that uptrend, and then you go up. And then you find your next touch, drag it, and you go up. And that's it. That's all I wanted to show you guys this morning. Like I said, get ready to head out for work, and I will see you guys in the next video.